According to Chrysler, minivans are having a bit of a resurgence these days as millennials age and have families of their own. And hey, perfect timing, there is a facelift for the Pacifica for the 2027 model year. This thing launched 10 years ago, and I gotta say, I do think this is a pretty timeless design. I don't think many vehicles have aged as well aesthetically over the last 10 or 15 years as the Pacifica. Yes, I know that's a bit of a bold take, but I think it's a very good looking vehicle. This new front end, it modernizes it quite a bit, maybe a little too much because I'm not entirely sold on it with the overall design. But I do think it looks pretty good. It also introduces what Chrysler is calling its new face, although let's be honest, this is the only product in the lineup right now. Okay, there is the Grand Caravan that has the pre-facelift of the Pacifica's front end from when it launched for the 2017 model year. But other than that, there are no other Chrysler products on the market at the moment. So this new face right now, well, it is one of one, but it does look pretty cool. It's got that illuminated logo in the grille, and then of course there is the badge on the back as well. Like I said, very futuristic. I do like this piano key treatment of the headlights though. I think it's kind of cool, and when you take a look, yeah, they really do look like piano keys. It's pretty nice. Otherwise, this is going to be very familiar. If you've seen a Pacifica over the last 10 years, if you've been in one, if you've driven one, this is going to look and feel largely the same, and the underpinnings are identical. 3.6 liter V6 under the hood, and then available all-wheel drive. This Pinnacle trim that sits at the top of the lineup does have standard all-wheel drive. The Select and Limited trims, it is an option, and it's something like a $4,000 or $5,000 upgrade. Now, ride quality, generally pretty good. It's smooth, it does well to absorb bumps, even with these big 20-inch wheels. Some of the broken pavement we have encountered here in and around the Hamilton and Niagara regions in southwestern Ontario, it is doing a great job of absorbing this stuff. And then, well, it's got 287 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque, which is more than enough. Plenty of pickup in this thing. The 9-speed transmission it's paired with, it's very smooth as well. Upshifts and downshifts are mostly imperceptible, which is exactly what you want. This thing can also tow more than any other minivan out there, 3,600 pounds. This one has the tow package. Now, there is no integrated trailer brake controller like you get in something like the Dodge Durango that of course can tow much more, but it is nice, and it means you can hook up a small trailer to the back. It's got 4 and 7 pin connectors with that trailering kit as well. Now, the biggest sell for the Pacifica, in my opinion, aside from the fact that this thing is made right here in Canada, well, it's got to be the stow and go seats, because both the third and second rows tuck into the floor when you're not using them. And if you look at just about any other minivan out there, yeah, you can fold the third row into the floor, but the second row, it can either be removed or folded. Not all of them actually come all the way out. So this really is the big selling feature, and it means you can fit a 4x8 sheet of plywood or drywall in the back of the Pacifica. It just makes this an even more versatile vehicle. So do those wells where the seats go when you're not using them. So if you want to use them to stash, I don't know, a bunch of stuff that you're gonna bring to the lake with you, if you're having a beach day out on a road trip with the family, you can tuck it into these wells in the second row. And then same with that third row, you can have your bags behind it, and it has that really deep storage space. I really do like that a lot. Now, like I mentioned earlier, just about everything in here is going to look and feel familiar, right down to this 10.1-inch touchscreen, because it's the same as before. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It runs Uconnect 5. It is a perfectly fine system. There's also a ton of physical controls in here, very easy to get familiar with, and that's something that you want, especially in a family vehicle. When you've got lots of distractions, your kids are screaming in the back seat, they're asking you to, I don't know, turn up the stereo or adjust the temperature because they're too hot or too cold. It's all very simple, straightforward. I really do like it. Not crazy about these rotary gear selectors, but it's forgivable for everything else that it comes with. There's also some new technology in here, like a camera-based blind spot system, but I gotta say, it's not nearly as good as the same sort of system you get with Kia and Hyundai products, because those give you the views here in the instrument display, and they're temporary. So when you activate either signal, it'll give you a live look at either side of the vehicle. Well, here, it pulls it up on this main display. And it's just a little bit annoying because if you're turning right or you're changing lanes, but you're trying to keep an eye on your navigation, well, you have to wait for that to pop back up on the screen, or exit out and close that, or disable it entirely. So it kind of defeats the purpose of having that system in the first place. But hey, I guess an extra view of what's going on around you is handy again when you have your family with you screaming and yelling on that road trip. Anyways, let's talk about pricing, which is down this year compared to the 2026 model year. Now, the Grand Caravan that sits at the bottom of the lineup, it's about $1,000 more than it was. It's 50 grand before tax, and it is a very straightforward walk in, pick your paint color, that's about it. Yeah, you can get some floor mats and that sort of stuff, but there are no packages. It's a $50,000 base trim, and like I said, it looks like the original Pacifica that launched back for the 2017 model year. Now, it's once you get into the Pacifica's trims, the Select, the Limited, and the Pinnacle, that's where you're going to see those price drops compared to last year, starting with the Select that has optional all-wheel drive, and it starts at $53,000 before tax here in Canada, and then $5 grand more if you want all-wheel drive. And then when you move into the Limited, of course, you get more features, but the price does go up quite a bit. But then so does the price drop. It's $7,200 cheaper than it was last year. So it's 59 grand and then 5 grand more for all-wheel drive. And then you have this Pinnacle that's $73,000 before tax. Yes, that is a $7,200 price drop. I keep talking about that, but that still is a lot of money. It makes it more competitive with something like the Sienna. And yes, Chrysler infamously likes to leave a lot of money on the hood. So you may come across a sale where it's 5, 6, 7 grand off a dealer discount, something that's available nationally. But if you're not so lucky, then you're looking at paying, I don't know, in this case, 77 grand with all the options it has, including that rear seat entertainment system. It is a good van. Don't get me wrong. I do think this is a great road trip vehicle. Having that all-wheel drive, I know, is really big for so many families. Gives a lot of confidence, feels good in our Canadian winters. And it's something that sets this thing apart from the Kia Carnival. Yes, the Toyota Sienna that has a hybrid powertrain is available with all-wheel drive, but as far as a conventional setup with a V6 under the hood, this is the only one like it, because the Honda Odyssey has a V6, but it's front-wheel drive only. It's just a lot of money, and again, it's a lot of money for a vehicle that's been on the market for a very long time.